Dear students, welcome back to my YouTube channel John Lewis 3D Learning. In this presentation, we are going to see 10th standard chemistry, calculation of empirical formula and molecular formula. You can be sure of one question for 5 marks here. So let us see what is empirical formula, what is molecular formula in the very first place. I think better we can see with an example here. So here I have given empirical formula of acetic acid is CH2O. Molecular formula of acetic acid is C2H4O2. What does it mean? So it is very simple here. So if you take the molecular formula, carbon, number of carbons are 2, number of hydrogens are 4, number of oxygens are 2. It is actual number of atoms of each element present in that compound. So there are 2 atoms of carbon, 4 atoms of hydrogen and 2 atoms of oxygen in the molecular formula of acetic acid. But if you find the ratio of these numbers, carbon 2, hydrogen 4, oxygen 2. So if you find the ratio of this one, this is 1, 2, 1. That is what is the empirical formula. That is C1H2O1. So 1 we need not write. That is why we are given in this formula, CH2O. Therefore, from this what we understand, what the molecular formula tells us, a molecular formula so here the molecular formula tells us what? A molecular formula tells us the exact number of atoms of each element in a compound. That's what we are given, C2H4O2, exact number of each atoms. Okay, what is empirical formula? An empirical formula tells us the relative ratios of different atoms in a compound. So 2:4:2 ratio is what? 1:1. That is what is the relative ratio of this compound is CH2O. That is what is known as empirical formula. So let us see one more time. What is empirical formula? An empirical formula tells us the relative ratios of different atoms in a compound. What molecular formula tells us? A molecular formula tells us the exact number of atoms. Okay, now how is molecular formula calculated from empirical formula? So before we start learning this calculation, we need to know 2 formulas here. The first one is what is the relationship between molecular formula and empirical formula. So molecular formula is equal to molecular weight divided by empirical weight multiplied by empirical formula. We already have learned how to calculate the molecular weight. Similarly, from the empirical formula, we can calculate its empirical weight, and we need to find out this ratio, and that ratio should be multiplied with empirical formula. Okay, just try to remember this formula, and when we work out the problem you will really understand the meaning of this formula. And the second formula is what is the relationship between molecular weight and vapor density. What is the relationship between molecular weight and vapor density? Molecular weight is equal to 2 times its vapor density. Suppose we find out vapor density of any compound, and if you multiply it by 2, you will get its molecular weight. So these are the 2 important formulas we need to know in order to calculate the empirical formula and molecular formula of a compound. Hope it's very clear. You can pause the video and you can take down these 2 formulas. In every sum or in every problem, we need to use these 2 formulas. Okay, shall we proceed? Okay, problem number 1. A compound's empirical formula is found to be CH2O. Here they are given the empirical formula CH2O, and its molecular weight is 60 gram. So molecular weight they are given. Empirical formula they are given. So from the empirical formula we can easily find out its empirical weight. And using that formula which already we have just seen, we can find out its molecular formula. See, the atomic weights of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen are given, because these are the 3 elements present in the given compound. Okay, now let us see. Molecular formula is equal to what? Molecular weight divided by empirical weight into empirical formula. So empirical formula is given, molecular weight is also given, that is 60 gram. We need to find out its empirical weight. So empirical weight is equal to CH2O. What is the atomic weight of carbon? 12. How many carbons here? Only 1 carbon. Therefore 12 into 1. Plus, what is the atomic weight of hydrogen? 1. How many hydrogens are there? 2. Therefore 1 into 2. Plus, atomic weight of oxygen is 16. How many oxygens here? 1. Therefore 16 into 1. Okay, if you sum up all these things, so 12 into 1, 12, 12 plus 2, 14, 14 plus 16 is equal to 30. That is what is the empirical weight of this compound. So now we have got the empirical weight also. Molecular weight and empirical formula is already given in the sum. Therefore molecular formula is equal to, molecular weight is 60, that is given in the sum itself, and empirical weight we have found out, that is 30, into what is the empirical formula, that is already given. We need not find it because it is already given, CH2O. So therefore that is equal to, so 60 divided by 30 is how much? 2 times. Therefore if you multiply this by 2, every number of the atoms should be multiplied that by 2. Therefore C1 into 2 will be C2, and 2 into this 2 will be 4, and the 2 into this 1 oxygen will be 2. Therefore the molecular formula will be C2H4O2. C2H4O2. This is what is the molecular formula of the compound. Hope you got the basic idea how to use these formulas here. Okay, now let's move on to problem number 2. So a compound has 59.31% of metal X. So here it is given in percentages. From this we need to find out its empirical formula. So a compound has 59.31% of the metal X and 40.69% of non-metal Y. If you sum up these percentages, you will get 100. So percent means what? 100. Therefore, sum of the percentages of all the elements present in the compound should be equal to 100. So calculate the empirical formula of the compound formed between X and Y. So here they have asked us to find out only the empirical formula. They have not asked the molecular formula. But atomic weight of X and Y are given, 207 and 35.5 respectively. Now let us see how to calculate and what is the methodology to find out the empirical formula from the percentages given. First the element we have to take, what are the elements given, then what are the percentage of those elements we need to know, and third one we should know the atomic weights of the element, and fourth thing we have to find out the relative number of atoms. That means we have to find the ratio of percentage composition to atomic weight. What we need to do is percentage should be taken in the numerator and atomic weight should be taken in the denominator, and we have to find out the ratio. That is what is the relative number of atoms. And then we have to find out the simplest ratio. That means whatever the answer we are getting here, that we have to see, and we have to choose the smallest one, smallest ratio here, and all the answers we obtain here should be divided by that smallest ratio or the smallest relative number of atoms. That will give us the simplest ratio. And finally we have to correct it to the whole number. Okay, now let us see here with an example. So we have got two elements X and Y. What is the percentage of X? 59.31, that we had seen already given in that sum, and Y is equal to 40.69. If you sum up these two, you should get 100. Okay, you will get 100 generally. Okay, then what is the atomic weight of X given? 207. That is given in the sum. Suppose we know the element and we have to take its atomic weight from the scientific data book, or we should know by heart. Then the atomic weight of Y is given as 35.5. Okay. Now, what is the relative number of atoms? So we have to take the percentage composition in the numerator and atomic weight in the denominator. We have to find out the ratio. 59.31 divided by 207. That is equal to 0.286. So here you can find out up to 2 decimal and you can correct it to the first decimal. You need not find out 3 decimals. So find out up to 2 decimals and you can correct it to the first decimal. Suppose we do this one here, we will get 0.3. Okay, for the time being we take all the 3 digits here. Okay, and second one, Y is equal to 40.69 divided by 35.5. That is equal to 1.146. Okay, among these two, which is the smallest? So 0.286 is the smallest. Therefore, in order to find out the simplest ratio, what we need to do is, we need to take every value of this one and divide it by the smallest value here. Therefore, this one will be 0.286 divided by 0.286 is equal to 1. And this one, 1.146 divided by the smallest value, 0.286, that is equal to 4. So it's already exactly almost it's a whole number. Therefore, if you correct it to the whole number, you will get 4 and 1. Suppose you get 3.9 here, you can correct it to 4. Suppose you get 4.1 also, you can get it to 4. So you have to correct it to the smallest, the nearest whole number. 3.9 is also 4, 4.1 is also 4. Okay, like that we have to correct it. Therefore now, how many atoms of X is present? 1. How many atoms of Y is present? 4. Therefore, what will be its empirical formula? This empirical formula will be equal to XY4. XY4. Empirical formula is equal to XY4. Is this clear? Okay, now let's move on to the next section. Problem number 3. A compound has 29.11% sodium, 40.51% sulfur and 30.08% of oxygen. Find out its empirical formula. Again here we are asked to find out only the empirical formula, not the molecular formula. So atomic weights are given as sodium 23, sulfur 32, oxygen 16. Okay, now let us try to work out by the same method what we had seen in. Okay, now let us work out this sum in the same way. So first is element, second one is percentage composition, third it's atomic weight, and fourth one relative number of atoms, fourth one fifth one simplest ratio, and the last one is whole number. So here there are 3 elements, no? Sodium, sulfur and oxygen. The percentages are given in the sum itself. What is that? 29.11 and oxygen is sulfur is 40.51, oxygen is 30.38. The atomic weight of sodium is 23, sulfur is 32, oxygen is 16. Therefore, how to find out the relative number of atoms? We have to divide the percentage by atomic weights. So 29.11 divided by 23 is equal to 1.266. And here it is 40.51 divided by 32 is equal to, again it's 1.266. And for oxygen, 30.38 by 16 is equal to 1.898. Among these three, which is the smallest? 1.266 is the smallest. So two values are same, and that is the smallest. Therefore, to find out the simplest ratio, what we need to do? We need to take this ratio and divide all of them by the smallest value. Therefore, the first one will be 1.266 divided by 1.266 is equal to 1. And this also will be the same. And here 1.898 divided by the smallest 1.266 is equal to 1.5. So here this is 1.5, this is 1 and this is also 1. So this is almost, these two numbers are whole number, but this is not a whole number. So when it is, suppose it is 1.9, we can make it 2. If it is 1.1, we can make it 1. Here it is 1.5, it is exactly in the middle. Therefore it cannot be either 1 or 2, am I right? Therefore what we can do, we can make it a whole number by multiplying it by 2. So suppose you multiply this by 2, you will get 3, am I right? Therefore multiply every atom into, or every simplest ratio by 2. Therefore, so here we are multiplying it by 2 in order to make it a whole number, 3. And similarly, you multiply all the other simplest ratio also by the same number 2. So 1 into 2 is equal to 2. And 1 into 2 is equal to 2. Therefore, how many sodium atoms? 2. How many sulfur atoms? 2. How many oxygen atoms? 3. Therefore, what will be the formula, empirical formula? Na2S2O3. Is this clear here? So suppose you are getting 1.9, you can make it 2. The whole number will be 2. Suppose it is 1.1, the whole number will be 1. If it is somewhere exactly in the middle 1.5, we need to multiply it by 2 to make it a whole number. Similarly, whatever number we are using to multiply here, the same number should be used to multiply the other simplest ratio also in order to get the number of atoms of that element. Therefore, here we are getting Na2S2O3. So this is the empirical formula of the given. So problem number 4, which was asked in the ICSE board examination 2009. A compound has 4.8% of carbon, 95.2% of bromine by mass. Determine the empirical formula of the compound working correct to one decimal place. See here. So in fact we have calculated up to 3 decimal places in all the sums. But they have given here working correct to one decimal place. That's more than enough. Up to one decimal place, this is enough. If the vapor density of the compound is 250, what is the molecular formula of the compound? So we have to find out the empirical formula and also the molecular formula. And when we do the calculation of the relative number of atoms, we can find only up to 1 decimal points. That's more than enough. And the atomic weights of the two elements here, carbon and bromine. Carbon 12 and bromine is 80. That is the atomic weight. Okay, now let us try to work out this sum. So this was asked in 2009. Like this, every year one problem will be asked. So you may be getting 5 marks or 6 marks for this sum. So what are the steps? Element, percentage composition, and then atomic weights, and then relative number of atoms, and next simplest ratio. What is the last one? Corrected to the whole number. What are the two elements present here? Carbon and bromine. What is the percentage given? Carbon is 4.8%, bromine is 95.2%. Only two elements. Okay, so what is its atomic weight of carbon? 12. What is the atomic weight of bromine? 80. Now what we need to find out? Relative number of atoms. How? Divide the percentage by atomic weight. Therefore 4.8 divided by 12 is equal to 0.40. Up to 1 decimal is enough. 0.4 is enough. And here 95.2 by 80, that is equal to 1.19. So here it is 19. The second number is 9. Therefore the first digit can be corrected as 2. Therefore this may be taken as 1.2. This can be taken as 1.2. Okay. But which is the smallest one out of these two? 0.4 is the smallest one. Therefore to find out simplest ratio, we have to divide this relative number of atoms by the smallest relative number. Okay, 0.40 divided by 0.40 will be equal to 1. And 1.19, that is 1.2 divided by 0.4 will be equal to 3. Am I right? Here, if you take 1.9, 2.8. Suppose you correct it to 1 decimal, that will be exactly equal to 3. Okay, suppose you get 2.98, and if you correct it to the whole number, what I told you, if it is 2.9, you can correct it to the next whole number 3. And this is already exactly a whole number 1. Therefore, what is the empirical formula? The empirical formula will be equal to C1Br3. So 1 we need not write. Therefore, this will be the empirical formula. But they have asked us to find out the molecular formula also. Hope finding out the empirical formula is very clear to you. And if not, you play back the video and learn it thoroughly. Now let us move on to find out the molecular formula. So here we can find out the empirical weight also. So what is the empirical weight? Empirical weight is equal to atomic weight of carbon is 12, only one carbon there, therefore 12 into 1 is 1, plus atomic weight of bromine is 80, there are 3 bromines, therefore into 3, therefore 12 plus 240 will be equal to 252. This is what is the empirical weight. Okay, but in the sum what is given? Okay, let's see that. So molecular weight is equal to 2 into vapor density. Vapor density is given there. So what is the vapor density given? Vapor density is given as 252. Therefore its molecular weight will be 504. What is the next formula we know? So molecular formula is equal to molecular weight divided by empirical weight into empirical formula. What is the molecular weight? 504. What is the empirical weight? 252. We calculated already in the previous page. Therefore substitute here. Molecular weight is 504, empirical weight is 252, into empirical formula is CBr3. Okay, if you simplify this one, 252 and 504, this will be 2 times. If you multiply 2 by C1Br3, every number should be multiplied by the 2. Therefore, we will get C2, molecular formula will be equal to C2Br6. C2, because 252, if you cancel out with 504, that is 2 times here. Therefore, 2 into CBr3 will be C2Br6. That will be the molecular formula. Therefore, the molecular formula of this compound is C2Br6. So easy if you understand the concepts, and very easily you can score full marks. Okay, now let us try to work out ourselves. So try yourself. I have given you 2 sums here. So ICSE 2011. This question was asked. An organic compound has density 94. It contains carbon, hydrogen and bromine this much percentage. Find the molecular formula of the organic compound. Atomic weights of all these things are given and vapor density is also given. Okay, so just now we learned in problem number 4 how we can calculate the empirical formula and also the molecular formula. Same methodology and you can try to work out. Okay, you can pause the video and you can work out this sum. And similarly, the second sum, which was asked in 2008. A compound has the following percentage composition by mass: calcium so much, hydrogen so much, chlorine so much. Determine the empirical formula of the compound. Second one, the relative molecular mass is 168. Here straight away they are given the molecular mass. They have not given the vapor density. Okay, straight away we can use this one. And using the formula we can find out its molecular formula also. So the atomic weights are given as usual. Okay, so if you pause the video here and you work out, and then you can come back and continue with the video and you can check your answer. So the answer for the first question is C2H4Br2. So if you got it correct, okay, very good, keep it up. If it is wrong, so please work out again until you get the correct answer, because you can be sure of one question here. Very easy to score marks. Okay, the next problem is, so this is what is the second sum and its empirical formula is CHCl2 and molecular formula is C2H2Cl4. If you got it correct, very good, keep it up. If not, again you work out. Children, hope you enjoyed this content in this video and you have understood the concept very clearly. If not, nothing wrong in going through the second time. Please go through this video again and again until you get the concept very clear. Hope you liked it and you enjoyed watching it. Thank you very much for watching. Until we meet next time. Bye bye.